Today we're going to be talking about inequalities. And so we're going to just go through some quick vocab right here. An algebraic inequality uses the less than symbol, greater than symbol, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to symbols to show a relationship between a variable and a number. So uses the less than symbol, greater than symbol, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to symbols to show a relationship between a variable and a number. A solution to an inequality is a number that makes the inequality true. And a solution set is the set of numbers that make the inequality true. So how many solutions does an algebraic inequality have? Well, let's look at an example to try and help us figure this out. List the possible solutions that will make this inequality true. Y is less than or equal to 2. Well, if it's equal to 2, it could be 2. If it's less than 2, it could be 1, 0, -1, -2. And the list is going to go on forever. So how many solutions does it have? Well, the solution set isn't infinitely many solutions. It will keep going into infinity. Our list will never end. And so the last thing that we're going to do here on the front is when we talk about comparing values, you can write two inequalities to describe the relationship between two values. So for example, we could say 5 is less than or equal to 7, or we could say 7 is greater than or equal to 5. We can do that with algebraic inequalities just the same. If x is greater than 3, then 3 is less than x. And so when we open up our foldable, we do have all 4 symbols that we use, and I just want to talk through these symbols really quickly with you. This first symbol is the symbol that we call the less than symbol. And the way that I remember that is I make an L with my finger, or with my my finger and my thumb, and then I turn it sideways. That is the less than symbol. And so L for less than, it goes this way. So that's how I remember. Another word, keyword that you might see, or key phrase that you see for less than is fewer than. Then we have this symbol, which looks like the less than symbol underlined. This is like the mathematician's way of putting the less than symbol with the equal sign and making them into one sign that we read as less than or equal to. Some other key phrases that you might see for this symbol would be at most, no more than, and up to. Then we've got our next symbol. This symbol should look familiar to you. Hopefully you've seen it before. This is the greater than symbol. When I make this shape and I turn it sideways, it looks like a backwards L, so that's not less than but greater than. So that's how I remember that, is if I make this symbol and I turn it sideways, it's not an L, it's a backwards L. So this is not less than like the L stood for up here, but this is greater than. And then another key phrase that you might see is instead of greater than is more than. And then this last symbol, again, is a mathematician's way of putting greater than the greater than symbol and the equal sign together to show greater than or equal to. And some other key phrases could be at least or no less than. And so at this point in time, we've kind of covered the basics of inequalities. We've talked through some vocab. We've talked through solution points and comparing things to different ways. And then I've given you the symbols and some common phrases that we use to describe those symbols.